Hi everybody, it's Claire back with another art journal video. Today I'm doing a single page spread in a large Dylusions journal. The page had a little bit of gesso on as well first. So I'm starting off just adding some paint onto the background. I'm starting with Ruby, and I'm using the lattice stencil and a baby wipe and just removing some of the paint through the stencil to get some pattern onto the background straight away. Then I'm using Cheddar and the same stencil, just turning it the other way, just to mix it up a little bit. and the same thing, just using the baby wipe to remove some of the paint. Then I'm using this really bright yellow from Amsterdam Acrylic. The reason I'm using that is I'd run out of my lemon one from Dina Wakley Media, so that was the one I had to use. And then my favourite pink, Permanent Red Violet Light from Amsterdam Acrylic, and I'm just going into the spaces again for the final time just to remove the paint and leave some pattern behind and a little like a whisper of the colour. So then once that was dry, I'm then using fuchsia. I think it's fuchsia. Yeah, it is. And I'm just painting some circles onto the background. Doing these kind of freehand, you could just as easily use a stencil if you wanted them to be perfect, but I wasn't particularly worried about them being absolutely spot on. So this page was inspired by a postcard that I saw and bought, and I kind of based my page on that postcard, but obviously didn't copy it. So then I'm using Blackberry. I'm doing the same thing, adding some more circles onto the page. And then these are going to be flowers, so then I'm adding some stalks using a 5 PCM Posca pen and just drawing those in. So then I'm just going to be adding some marks and patterns onto these flowers, and this really is something that builds up as it goes. So once I've added those lines coming out from the centre of the flower, I'm then getting some white paint onto my finger and doing some finger painting. It's great fun. If you haven't done finger painting recently, you should give it a try. It is so much fun. And then once they're dry, I'm then going to start adding more details. So you notice I'm doing the spots in different places, not all in the same place around the circle, and managing to use my pen whilst I've still got a painty finger. So yeah, needs must. So yeah, just working around all these circles and adding these dots onto them. So this is the start of the little flowers. And sometimes it's really good fun just to try and use something as inspiration for your page. I had lots of fun doing this. It did take quite a long time, but it was a very relaxing thing to do. So then I'm going into each circle and almost creating a mini flower on each circle. So the same thing on each circle, I'm drawing lines out from the centre and doing little dots around those lines. You can imagine this bit took ages. But I was watching a film, or maybe I was listening to a podcast or something, I don't know, but it is really relaxing. Lots and lots of fun. And then I am adding more dots into the spaces. So again, just using those dots to break up the background really, just to kind of soften those lines. So it's difficult to see those dots with the lighting as it is here, but those dots are starting to break up the black lines. And then I'm going in with the Signo Uniball and basically just repeating the process. So adding more dots, starting in the centre and fanning out. And then I decided I would do like a sketchy line around each of the little circles as well. And then I'm just repeating the process on each of the circles. So then I've just sped up this next bit because you would have been sat there for ages watching me do lots and lots of dots really. So it's about just building up the interest with the dots on the flowers, breaking up the background, softening those lines, and just repeating that process. And then once I was happy with how that looked, I then found a quote that I could add, and I'm going to use that half semicircle at the bottom of the page, and that's where I'm going to stick my quote. So I suppose this is quite an abstract page for me, really. I don't often do journal pages like this, but it was lots of fun to do, and interesting to use something as a starting point for a page that wasn't something I would normally create. So in a minute you'll get to see the final version. So thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, something a little bit different, and I will see you again soon.